there was a great suggestion there earlier about doing a combined 15 between Kerry and Donegal. So we might maybe kind of do a little bit of that here. Now things might get a little bit messy in this board, but we'll try and kind of make it as reasonable looking as possible. But in terms of goalkeeper between Sean Patton and Shane Ryan, I'd probably edge towards Shane or towards Sean Patton there. But what would you look towards?
Both have their strengths, but I think Patton, because of his kicking ability, and in fairness, he has proved that he's a decent shot stopper this season. What I noticed with Shane Ryan, if you actually blaze it at him, he produces a brilliant save and fair play to him. But if you actually place it into the bottom corner, he doesn't really get down quick enough. So I think for that reason, I'd probably go for Sean Patton as my goalie.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. In terms of right cornerback, like Finbar Rorty as well, like it's a tricky one. Finbar Rorty, Paul Murphy. I mean, you could put Dylan Casey maybe in the mix here as well.
Yeah, we'd stick with probably number 2 because it's just going to be easier on the brain, to be honest. But Paul Murphy or Finbar Rorty, that's experience. That's the literal battle of experience versus youth. In terms of form this year, in terms of what he's done in the game, Paul Murphy. But that's only because Finbar Rorty is only his first year at senior intercounty. But in terms of performances this season, I'd go for Rorty. But I don't know what's the criteria. What would you go down there with Aaron?
Yeah, I'll probably go with right now. Go with this year. And I do think Finbar Rorty. I agree with you as well. It's for this year, but again, like in an All-Ireland final, could we see Paul Murphy and the kind of experience step up there? But I probably would go with Finbar Rorty in relation to that. So we'll take Paul Murphy out there. In terms of fullback, it's another one as well, like Brendan McCall, Jason Foley. Like we've 2 Donegal players here on already, and I don't know, like this is a tricky one, I think, to be honest. I'll hand it over to you.
I've said this last year. I said the best fullbacks in the country by far it would have been, in my opinion, Brendan McCall, Aaron McKay, and Daniel O'Mahony in no particular order. So for that reason, I'd go for Brendan McCall. Judged by his form over the last 2 years, but Jason Foley's still a decent bit. But I just feel McCall over the last couple of years has just been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, no, I think so as well. I'll go with Brendan McCall there as well. Then looking at left cornerback, like I suppose this is probably one maybe I'd probably edge towards Dylan Casey. But where would you go here? Would you go Pater Mogan?
Both Pater Mogan are. Dylan Casey's a good player, but both Pater Mogan.
Yeah, I don't know though. I think Dylan Casey's been solid this year. I think he's been very, very good this year.
I do think so as well, but in terms of all-round ability, in terms of adding energy to the team, I think it has to be Pater Mogan.
Yeah. In terms of attack, I do agree with you there. Like I think Pater Mogan, we know that like Pater Mogan used to play in the half forward line before, and he kind of tends to drift back at wing back as well. So it's kind of it's a tricky one. Like I probably would edge towards Casey, but I'd be interested to know the comments maybe on that one. Maybe we can let the comments kind of decide. Shane does actually make a great point here actually as well, and he says Tom O'Sullivan at cornerback.
I would concede if Tom O'Sullivan instead of Dylan Casey, I'd put Tom O'Sullivan.
Maybe, yeah. Gaelic Guy says Mogan has been great from what I've seen of him this year. Yeah, do you know what? He probably has been, to be fair. Mogan was better last year, says Mikey. Do you know what? We'll leave Mogan in there, but do let us know if anyone does agree there. Looking at right corner or right halfback, so you got Brian O'Buglock, Ryan McHugh. What would you be thinking here?
First of all, it's O'Begley, Aaron.
There's my lovely pronunciation going astray there.
It literally means Begley in English. Begley's the English word for it. It's just the Gaeltachts thing. Kerry do. Well, they do the same in Cork, to be fair, with Kinnamatch.
We wouldn't have that in these parts, unfortunately.
No, we won't. Yeah, but to be fair, Seamus is a Gael goer.
He is, to be fair. There is plenty about. There is plenty about, in fairness.
There is, yeah. But in terms of the player, this is a very interesting one. You know what? I'm gonna go Brino Begley for this one.
Yeah. Do you know? I thought Ryan McHugh last year. Ryan McHugh was brilliant. I remember him against Derry. He was phenomenal. Yeah, I'd probably agree with you. I'd probably agree with you there. And maybe because I couldn't, I kind of butchered his name a little bit. We'll throw him in there. And this team, by the way, it will look a lot more. Don't worry what I'm doing here. We will get this to look okay when it's all said and done. But moving into centre back, then you've got Owen Ban Gallagher, Mike Breen, Tyg Morley could be in the mix here as well. To be fair,
I still would probably go. Then again, if Tyg Morley does, I would probably would edge it towards Tyg Morley. But if you're going Mike Breen and Owen Ban, I'm going Owen Ban.
Yeah, I agree with you there as well. I think if Tyg Morley had been fit and Tyg Morley at his best, I think he gets in there. But no, I think for now we'll definitely go Owen Ban Gallagher. In terms of left half back, we've got Quaylen McColgan, Gavin White.
Easy, Gavin White.
Gavin White, yeah, absolutely. We'll go with Gavin White there. Quaylen McColgan. I feel like it's like the X Factor here or something. I'm like just deleting people as we go along. But Gaelic Isis Brian better than McHugh. And Mikey says Hurley is a strong Kerry name. I wouldn't know much about that now, but I'll let you answer that.
Is it? I don't think it is. Like when you look at Cork, you have Mike and Hurley and Brian Hurley.
I can't think of any Kerry players with the Hurley name. Maybe he's just trying to wind up. I don't know.
Maybe he is. I don't
know. But there we go. Midfield then is very interesting. I definitely have Joe O'Connor in there, to be fair.
Yes.
Joe O'Connor, Michael Langan, or what would you think?
Oh yeah, all-star pairing for midfield.
Yeah.
I think automatically, or even before Sunday, these are the two.
100%, yeah. So we'll just tidy it up a little bit there. Moving into right half forward, then you've got Shane O'Donnell. You could have Paddy Clifford in the mix here. You could throw a Sean O'Shea in this position as well. What would you be thinking?
Sean O'Shea has to be centre anyway, so probably not him. Shane O'Donnell has done so well in the city, but then Paddy's the master of assists, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think if you're naming Paddy at 10, I think Paddy gets it.
Yeah. We'll put Paddy in there for now. We'll see kind of after where we kind of end up. We'll leave Shane O'Donnell maybe here, just in case we might be able to sneak him back in. And yeah, look, Kieran Thompson's had a phenomenal year as well. To be fair, he's been a very, very good player for Donegal this season, and maybe there might be a way to sneak him in here. I'm not entirely sure, but I do agree with you as well. There's no way you can't have Sean O'Shea not in this team.
Yeah. No, not at all. And you look at his scoring record this year, 12 points against Armagh as well. Like, he's actually really, really good, and he gets underappreciated, I think, at some quarters.
Yeah. I suppose then, like, looking at number 12, like you've got Kieran Moore, Graham O'Sullivan. But you could put a Shane O'Donnell or even a Kieran Thompson. Like if you wanted to kind of sneak them into the team here, like you could kind of maybe put them over here.
I think if you're thinking about sneaking, I think Kieran Thompson probably over there. I think between the two, Kieran Moore, I think is better than Graham O'Sullivan at this present moment in time.
Yeah.
I think either Kieran Moore or Kieran Thompson. And I think Thompson has been more influential for Donegal this year.
Yeah. Bro says here, I agree with your pick so far. Well done. Thank you very much there for the support. I do agree with you there as well. We'll throw Kieran Thompson over here. I suppose then we're moving over to between Conor O'Donnell and David Clifford. Look, you could put David Clifford in a full forward. I mean, we know he's getting in. The question is, where do you want to play him?
That's the thing. Between the two, it's obvious, David Clifford. But the thing is, Conor O'Donnell has scored 3 goals and 21 points in the championship. He's been underappreciated all year for Donegal. So David Clifford is a slam dunk. But I'll be happy to leave Conor O'Donnell floating around to see if we can fit him in somewhere.
100%, yeah. And Michael Murphy in a full forward. Yeah. I don't think there's any disagreements there. Just looking at who would be even in the mix there, I'm not even. Yeah, I suppose you'd be looking at a Paul Gainey maybe, or maybe even a Dylan Gainey or something like that. To be honest, I think that would nearly be the team. Like Oisin Gallen then at left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's so harsh on Conor O'Donnell, really harsh.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's the way it is. Like Oisin Gallen, the goal he took against Meath was superb. And he's hitting form at the right time now as well, which is a concern for Kerry. But genuinely looking at that team, assuming Aaron cleans it up there, I think it is a very, very strong team, that one, joint team. So if I'm mistaken, so we have 4 to 6 Kerry and 9 Donegal. It's a bit of a... Kerry fans might think that's lopsided, but maybe it's like... Yeah, it's a very, very interesting team. Look at that.
Yeah, we had Patrick McBrearty even there as well. But he doesn't even start. But it's interesting if he was to start ahead of Oisin Gallen as well. But yeah, I'll call out the team here maybe for people to kind of who maybe can't see or anything like that. So we'll go with Sean Patton in goal, Finbar Rorty, Brendan McCall, Patter Mogan are the full back line. The half back line is Brian. Beaglock? No.
Begley. Brino Begley.
Brino Begley. We'll get there. We've got Owen Van Gallagher in a number 6. Gavin White is in there as well. We've got Joe O'Connor and Michael Langan. Half forward line is Paddy Clifford, Sean O'Shea, and Kieran Thompson. David Clifford, Michael Murphy, Oisin Gallen. The numbers might be a little bit confusing there, but we'll maybe change them as well. But yeah, it's. I probably wasn't expecting it to be that lopsided for Donegal when I was kind of doing when we were doing this, but I suppose that's just how it's ended up.
It is, but then again, you could say number 4, number 6 could easily be Thomas Sullivan and Ty Morley, and then it would be 8-7 to Kerry. So
yeah, and to be fair, it's just one extra Donegal player, so it's that way, or a few more Donegal to be fair, but yeah, do let us know your thoughts in the comments. Shane says looks good. A2 says no complaints with that 15, and Gaelic Guy says Donegal better team than Kerry, better individual quality. Mikey says who's the top Donegal scorer from play? I'll hand that over to you, Matthew.
It's Conor O'Donnell. That's why I feel so bad leaving the guy out. But you can't leave David Clifford out. That's madness.
No, yeah. The only you could maybe say you put a Conor because Paddy Clifford hasn't been. I know he's been injured and everything else, and he's kind of been in and out of the team. You could say maybe then you could put a Conor O'Donnell in. Now I know he's, he has been playing a half forward. But if you wanted to kind of try and fit him in here somehow, you could. But it'll be interesting because when it comes to All Stars as well, they could have this same predicament as well. Where you could miss out on an All-Star potentially unless you sneak him into the half forwards. We'll see what happens.
That's it, yeah. I think David Clifford and Michael Murphy are slam dunks for an All-Star. I think Conor O'Donnell, judging by this season, but could we change our mind now? Could you put O'Donnell over Gallen? But then Gallen's so good as well.
Yeah. It's interesting with Gallen, because it was kind of McBrearty was kind of getting the nod earlier on in the championship, wasn't he? And then Gallen kind of came back in again. And it is interesting that they haven't been able to kind of fit Gallen and McBrearty in the same team. But that probably is down to Conor O'Donnell, in fairness. But yeah, look, that's a Donegal Kerry combined starting 15. Do let us know yours in the comments.